Hey guys, welcome back to the next video. In this video, we are going to create a template using the template builder or the template which you just created on the previous video. To do that, you just need to go to your Oracle home, Oracle common bin, and then execute config.sh. Now this file is going to bring up the GUI method of the domain creation. Do remember that we also cover the script-based method of installing the domain, but then that will happen when I do the second production domain. I'm just going to reopen that because it is open in a small window, so I cannot see anything in that. So let's hope that it works fine this time. Nope, it's still worst. I'm just clicking on some options so that doesn't get me the same one. Just trying again. All right. For some reason, this version of WebLogic is behaving in this way. So here you're going to create a new domain, and it's going to asking you for the name of the domain you're going to choose. So here I'm going to create it on the default location, and then I'm going to name it as broad_tele_domain1. A very simple name. It says the environment, says application, and what it is. It's a domain. So the first domain. So you just click on create new and then go to the next one. So this is where you can select your template. So now here is the existing templates, which is already there as part of your installation of WebLogic. Now this is where we can select our own custom template, which we have just created. So let's just go browse. Bear with me. User projects, template, tele.jar file. So this is the location of the template which we just created. So click on next. All right, WebLogic 123, WebLogic 123. That's the username and the password. WebLogic 123, and here you need to make sure that you give production here because this is where you need to, change your method. So now it's going to be a bit difficult than the development, but then it's more secured when you compare with the development method. So here we're going to use the same Java, which is U01 app Java. Click on next. Now we're going to configure two items over here as part of this domain configuration. First one is the admin server. Second one is the node manager. Now let me explain you what we are doing here. And I know that you have not understood node manager so far, so I'm going to keep it very simple until we hit the node manager session, which is going to be after the admin server session. So node manager, admin server, node manager, and then manage server, cluster. We are not covering coherence, but then yeah. So that's the method. We're gonna explain each one of this while I create each one of those things when I work with it. So it's much easier for you to understand. So as of now, we just want to do only these two. We don't want to configure any managed servers or cluster at this moment. We will do it later point of time. Click on next, and you have the server name over here, which is admin server. Do not modify this. We will keep it very straight and simple. Listen address is wls-host1, which is very good. And then listen port number, we want to configure this on the 7001, which is the default port number. Enable SSL and make it 7002. So this is some configuration which you should do while I do it. Click on next, and then this should get you to the node manager setup. Now, as I told you, there are a couple of options over here. Actually, this one talks about the shared node manager, where per node manager per domain, and this is node manager per node. Okay, so what this means is that these two options are more or less the same. So what this means is that you're going to have node manager on your domain home, node manager folder as a default location. But if you want to have the node manager on a different location other than your domain home node manager, so you can actually select that different location. But I would recommend having that on the same location. As per this architecture, we're going to have the node manager as part of this domain. So it's going to be every domain, we're going to create a node manager according to this architecture. The next advanced domain, which is basically your configuring on the wls-host1 with a different installation of WebLogic, we're going to have only one node manager for all the domains. And then we're going to use manage server connecting to this node manager, which is outside of your domain. Here it is inside of your domain. So that's the difference. Now do remember to give the username and password over here, because this username and password is important. I would recommend having the same username, weblogic123, weblogic123 as a password. Click on next, and then you should be in the configuration or summary screen. And here you can actually see what things are going to be configuring as part of your domain creation. So click on create to have your domain created. Sorry, I'm just having a sip of my tea. So yeah, so I guess you guys can also grab one so that it can accompany you while you watch these videos. Domain has been created successfully. You can see all this process completed. And then end of configuration, again, you have both the URL as well for accessing your domain and the location of your domain where it is located. So now next thing is that we're going to create a link on the user01 domain. So we're going to use the soft link -s. Pretty much the name of the domain, which I'll take it from here. Yeah, there you go. There you go. So now we should have. No, I think I did it wrongly. Sorry about that. I created that link inside this folder. So let me I just have to put this in the last. That's the, yeah, there you go. So now the prod domain is created and linked to the EC path, so that you don't have to enter the long path again and again. And yeah, and the path is also according to Oracle's recommendation. So you're not actually deviating from the Oracle's recommendation, just creating a link. It's just like a smarter way of dealing with it. All right, so now on the next video, we will see how to set up this WebLogic and get your admin server started. So that's going to be on a different, layout, as in like different session. In this session, we will see what is actually the production mode's consequences or on your admin server, what things are going to be enabled, what is missing. Now, as you can see on this quick glance at the folder structure, one folder is definitely missing, and that's your auto deployment folder. Now, do remember that when you have used an existing configuration, like an existing domain, we have used the clone of that domain, right? So we have used the config builder to create a template of the development domain. There are certain things which also gets copied with it. As you can see, there is a security_back, which is also very familiar because we did this for changing the password of the development domain. And then inside the security folder, you have, the security folder is pretty new. There's no backup file here. So let's just go inside the servers folder. I don't see any servers folder as well. But there's some backups which you have taken, so it's still there. So that is actually, you can see that that's the backup file which you have taken. So those are there. Some cleanup has been done. That's for sure. Some cleanup is done in terms of configuration folders. But there are these extra folders which you have actually had it in the development domain is being copied. But do remember that one folder didn't get copied. Is this auto deploy? That folder is not there here. But I guess the resources, originals, those are copied. So you can see that The original is folder over here, security back folder, which is also got copied. So likewise, you see some folders which is familiar that got zipped into it. That's that you can call it as a feature, wherein like you have actually pack and unpack is more or less the same. Pack is going to pack the existing domain so that you can migrate that to another server instance with a different version, or if you're migrating from one server to another, the pack and unpack can be used. So that's basically going to create an archive out of your existing domain, and then it's going to extract that on the other server. So that's what I wanted to talk to you about before we proceed further. Thank you again for watching this video. If you have any questions, please reach me out on the question section.